Hi everybody!
It was recently reported by Eurogamer that there might be an Uncharted remake in the works. This information comes via a leaker on X who data mined this information from The Last of Us Part 2 in 2020. Apparently, they also found information related to The Last of Us Part 1 remake. I've dunked on The Last of Us Part 2 remaster in a separate video, so if you want to see one of my more rant-centric videos, you can check it out via the card popping up now. But for this video, I'd like to discuss if I think an Uncharted remake is happening and if it actually makes sense or not. I would say remaking Uncharted doesn't make any sense at all. Then again, I said the same thing about The Last of Us Part 1 and that The Last of Us Part 2 remaster was stupid. So when it comes to predicting Naughty Dog, I'm well below the Mendoza line.
What's going on, people? Editor Belmont here, and I wanted to kind of just explain the Mendoza line to you. Now, the Mendoza line, it is what is used to basically determine how bad a player is performing based on their stats, okay? And what this is you basically look at the stats of a player, and if they are below a certain line, which is the Mendoza line, and I'll go into that here in a little bit, then that's how bad they're doing. Now, this all started back in, I believe, the 70s in Major League Baseball. There's a player by the name of Mario Mendoza, and he played for 5 seasons. 4, that's right, 4 out of those 5 seasons, he was below a 200 batting average, meaning every time he stepped up to the plate, say he steps up to the plate 10 times to take an at-bat, okay? He maybe got 2 hits out of those 10 plate appearances. That's pretty bad. Actually, even better, here's something that you gamers out there can relate to, okay? Say Ubisoft makes 10 games, okay? Let's pick on Ubisoft a little bit. Say Ubisoft makes 10 games, 2 out of those 10 games maybe are not generic open world games with a super complicated UI that basically looks like it was designed to handhold every single gamer out there. Yeah. That's the Mendoza line, okay? I put it into gamer terms right there so that you can understand it a little bit better. And when it comes to predicting Naughty Dog and their actions and stuff like that, Colin is basically just as bad as Mario Mendoza, if not worse.
That aside, Uncharted doesn't make sense for a remake because all of the games are playable through backwards compatibility, but it does make some sense given Sony is obsessed with remaking some of their older IPs. When it comes to these games, I'm always going to look at if it's playable on modern hardware. If it is, then I feel it makes very little sense for getting the remake treatment. Also, a lot of indie games still struggle to even match the first Uncharted game in terms of graphics, so it's really a testament to just how good the game looked all the way back in 2007. Funny to think it was one of the first large hitters for the PlayStation 3. The game also hasn't aged all that badly considering how old it is. Now, the Bluepoint remaster does have some glitches not present on the PlayStation 3 version, but it's still completely playable. It wasn't butchered like Uncharted 2 was. I do think it's gonna happen though. Partially because Sony wants to remake various legacy PlayStation IPs, and Naughty Dog seems to only pump out remasters and remakes. Also, Neil Druckmann clearly has an axe to grind with Amy Hennig, so he'd more than likely try to push his viewpoints onto an Uncharted remake. I'm presently working on a video on why Naughty Dog needs to clean house, so hit the subscribe button if you'd like to see that video when it releases. Also, even if I won't play it, an Uncharted remake would be incredibly popular because the average unwashed pleb will buy anything shiny that's dangled in front of them. But that's normies for you, they buy stuff like sheeple. There's also a certain audience who will just buy whatever Neil Druckmann touches, even though he's a hack of a writer. Out of all of the writers I hate, it goes John Steinbeck at number 1, seriously, fuck of Mice and Men, stupid fucking book. Margaret Atwood is another, and of course, Druckmann. If I were to hazard a guess as to when we'll see this stupid remake, I imagine it'll get announced at the next PlayStation Showcase and will be one of the big games for 2025, even though it's a useless remake and anyone with a lick of sense would realize those resources would be better spent actually making new experiences. But what do you think? Will we get an Uncharted remake, or do you think we'll get a new game focused on Nate and Elena's daughter, a soft reboot, if you will? Let me know in the comments. Thanks go out to my current channel members, R. Campbell and Danny Boy. You can help the channel out further by hitting the join button or clicking the link in the description. If you liked the video, hit the like button and check out one of the videos popping up on screen now. Until next time, keep blazing that trail.